This is a story about grandfather Antonio who went to America from a small district from another country and who managed to grow a small business into a large enterprise, and so he made a fortune. Antonio always said money doesn't grow on trees, and he could go from rags to riches due to his hard working. Antonio went to America 60 years ago, and he was as poor as a church mouse. He didn't have any money with him, and he had to borrow some money from his family in order to survive, and because the cost of living in America was much more high than in his own country. He had to work very hard in order to pay his debts. He worked as a port shop assistant, fast food cook, and so on. There was the reason why he always tipped taxi drivers, waiters, and other people because he had been in their shoes and he knew how to live from paycheck to paycheck. And he knew how to be so broke as not to have money for bus fare. He was a very honest person and always paid his taxes, and he never took a bribe, and he never wasted his money. He liked to deposit it into his bank account. At the same time, he was very generous, and he donated a lot of his money to build schools in poor districts, and he provided scholarship to students who were strapped for cash. Later, when he managed to settle his debts, he started to save up money. At the same time, he met his future wife, and he was very shy. That was why he applied for a job in the local cinema where she worked in order to meet her more often. That was how he fell in love with the cinema and how she fell in love with him. And then he bought a very expensive diamond ring that cost him an arm and a leg and proposed to her. Of course, she agreed, and they got married. Sometime later, he was promoted to cinema manager, and then he started to run the whole cinema. In 1980s, he decided to run his own business, and he wanted to become a business owner. He took all his money that he kept for a rainy day and started his business. But unfortunately, he didn't succeed. He didn't succeed in it, and he went belly up. He ran out of all his money and went bankrupt. But he didn't feel pity for himself. He took a loan and started from the very beginning. This time he was happy enough, and everything went right. When he was 8 years old, he went traveling all around the world, and he said that he had approached everything he had ever dreamt about. A couple of years ago, he died, and his family inherited all his business.